Welcome back to What's Up North County. We're out here at the 28th annual Atascadero Lakeside Wine Fest, and we got Phil here with IIWII.
IIWII Wines.
IIWII Wines, man.
It.
It's
okay. Not easy. I don't make it easy.
It really isn't. No. Look how that. I go, what is that?
The label's abstract. The logo's abstract. IIWII is actually the acronym for "It is what it is."
It is what it is.
Which is a very true saying in life and in winemaking. I find very often out in the vineyard, there's a lot that we feign control over that we don't actually have a whole lot of control over. So, it's about paying homage to the site, to the year, to the place. It is what it is. It is soil, it is the sun, all that fun stuff.
That's probably the best terminology I've ever heard from somebody's reasoning.
You know, these days you got to get creative, and
Totally.
so hey, we've wrapped it into everything winemaking involved for sure.
Awesome. Well, Phil, tell me what we got right here.
So
what do we got here?
We got, again, this is the second vintage for the Reds, 2023. Where this is actually not released yet, so you're getting a little sneak peek.
Really?
You're getting a sneak peek into it, Randy. I want to bring you something a little special. So it's 85% Grenache from Coakley Vineyard, which is right across the street from the Lenny Colono property and vineyard over there, so west side of Paso, and about 15% Morvet from Kyler Canyon. Also, like that's in Willow Creek, kind of next door to where Terry and Jen's property
So
were.
you're sourcing your grapes from other vineyards then?
You bet, right now.
Okay.
And so essentially when I was making the wine for Terry and Jen, it was a predominantly estate project where we just made wine from the property. But as that project grew, we would outsource fruit for that brand growing. And I've just kind of held on to some relationships with that. The Kyler Canyon property, for example, is one example of that, where it's like, hey, I've been buying fruit for the Hogs from that property. I know the quality. I've worked with it for years. I know on a hot year what to do. I know on a cold year what to do. So I wanted to kind of maintain the quality and the vision that I had while I was making the wine for the Hogs in this project. This is, to me, is a continuation of what we were doing there, even though it ended under the Terry Hogue label. This is kind of the essence and the heart of the winemaking that was going on that helped power the engine over there.
So even though TH
Yeah.
is gone, what you're doing now, this isn't the same wine that maybe something else was the same label.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
if you liked those wines there, that those wines were the kind of culmination of the team that was there. Like, it's the property too. I do not want to shortchange. The property is great. Trust Wines is there now. I would check them out. They're awesome. But, I was sourcing wines. We had into 2018, we had this virus that kind of ran rampant. So we had to pull the entire vineyard over there.
Geez.
We had one block remaining. So we had to outsource that entire vintage in 19 and most of vintage in 20. And no one batted an eye. We got amazing scores on the wines. The club loved it. Everybody loved it. So, again, it kind of takes back to there's an idea and there's a heart and there's a vision behind the wines being made. And this is the continuation of that thing. Even though it's not from the same spot, per se. I mean, I have a relationship with those guys. We'll try to get some fruit from there. I want to maintain that tie. But this is something that is just kind of, it was the vision that I had, and that we had an amazing team that backed me up there the entire time I was there that have hopped in to support me on this. And so, I partnered with, like I said, Cyril Pujadas, who was like my right-hand man there. And when it was coming to a close, the Hogue said, hey, talk to the staff and let him know. So he was the first guy I talked to. I said, the Hogues are closing. I'm starting this. And he immediately said, I want to do it then. Like, whatever it takes, I'm on board. And that's the kind of drive. Again, that's the drive that I bring to the table. And then he brings every bit of that as well. And that's what makes the wine happen.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for that journey, man. That was awesome, man. I want more, but we got other people.
We
got other people. You got to get back to your space. And
my wife's running the booth by herself right now. I told her it wouldn't be too long. So
it's been a half an hour.
All right. I better be back then.
Awesome, Phil. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
man.
Randy.
Hey.